Yay! So I just want to get on here real quick. Has nothing to do with the Darla Routier case. Blah blah blah. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Robin.
Another pair of pants.
Jada. Good morning. Yumi. Bark. Thank you. So I'm going to present this real quick. I got my biopsy results back from the mass that they took off of my arm, and I'm pretty happy about it, actually. I'm just going to put the results here, like I do on everything that I do, even though there's idiots out there that don't understand what results are and misdiagnosis is. But you know, when you drink so much, that's what happens. Let's see what happens here. Just real quickly. Get that shared. See what it looks like on StreamYard. This is the. Let me go back here. So they pulled this. He thought it was a tumor, and they weren't sure whether it was a tumor or a cyst. It started to give me a little bit of problems in the mobility of my right arm. So they decided, to take it off and do a biopsy on it. And this would be the result of that. Their final diagnosis was that it's not a tumor. It's an epidural inclusion cyst, also called, they got another name for it, but I'll look at it. So this is the biopsy. This is the result. The result is that it's just a cyst, not a tumor, not a cancerous tumor. It doesn't specifically say that it's not cancerous, but when you look up what an epidermal inclusion cyst is, it tells you that they're not cancerous. And that's what they were worried about. That's what I was worried about. When you get these biopsies done, the hard part isn't the biopsy. The hard part is sitting and waiting. So it's been 10 days I think since I've had that surgery, and it left a really nasty scar on my arm, and on the back of my arm. But that's that. So at least it's not anything that is cancerous. Cystic. So there's nothing there for me to worry about unless this thing comes back, and it probably could come back. So I'm glad to hear it, actually, because we got Laura out there fighting it, Joni's fighting it, Science Girl fighting it, and we're just watching it come in threes like that. So for me, this is good news. This is better news than being falsely diagnosed with prostate cancer, as I was. That doctor, he was just, the doctor that told me that, we've determined that he was just trying to get me in for the cystoscope, which is where they go in and they pull a biopsy, and I didn't need it. And it was found out that there is no prostate cancer. But that's what I was told, and my wife was sitting right there with me. And when he said he wanted to do this surgery for it. And I'm like, there's no reason for that. Because the radiation results didn't, the results from the CAT scans didn't show any focal lesions. So I took that to another doctor, my primary, and he told me to drop that uro, and that I didn't need it, and that there was nothing cancerous there, and that we felt like he just wanted to get the funding for the for the biopsy, where they go in internally and they check. Misdiagnosis happens all the time, and so when I said that I was diagnosed with that, because I was, but that diagnosis was incorrect, and we went and took the steps to find it, to provide it. I'll tell you now, that doctor that diagnosed me with that, he no longer works for that place. They have removed him. I don't know the details behind it, but I know that he doesn't work for them anymore. This is the same doctor who told me. The same doctor, and my wife was sitting right there with me. The reason I knew I had kidney stones going on was because I was pissing red blood. I knew it wasn't right. I was worried about it being cancerous. I was worried about something. So when I go to this doctor, I said, well, I think I probably, got a stone or something like that, and he says, ask me why. Why do you think it's a stone? I said, well, because I'm peeing red blood. And he flat told me, with my wife sitting there, that kidney stones will not cause you to piss red blood. And I thought I heard him wrong. And I said, yeah, because I looked it up, and that's one of the first signs of a kidney stone for a male. And he clarified again, kidney stones will not make you have red blood in your pee. So he confirmed it twice. And I looked at my wife, and she looked at me, because even she knew that. And so that was strike one with this guy. He was trying to convince me that it wasn't a kidney stone. He was trying to convince me that I needed this invasive surgery, which, is probably about $15,000 to pop for that. In this invasive surgery to check for prostate, and then he says, this looks like prostate stage 1 to me. That's what he said. So I go home and I'm talking to my whole family about it. And I was like, no, this can't be right. And I go to my other doctor, my primary, which I have it on film, and I was told I was gaslighting him. But no, when I went and talked to him about, hey, I've been given this diagnosis, he goes and looks at my radiation reports, and he sees there's no focal lesion on the inside of my prostate. There would be a focal lesion, if it was a cancerous cell. And he flat tells me, this doctor is crazy. He goes, I don't know why he did that. And there's people out there that said I even faked that doctor's office visit. But no, I put everything out publicly. If somebody who drinks too much and runs around in a thong and his little 14 followers think that they proved me wrong, then you go ahead, you run with that. You go on and run with that because I know better. But here is the biopsy, and it's just nothing, and I'm glad. So put that in your bottle and drink it. Oh, by the way, BDG is dumbass.